Seattle, I want to guess. Maybe. I'm not sure if they actually played it in Seattle. I think it was Seattle. Anyway, it's from a Martin Juza article on channelfireball.com, so you can just go there and search him and find it. But it looked kind of cool. We're kind of in the last day of Standard, and before Dominaria starts slowly being released. And we were just looking for something kind of aggressive, kind of fun. And I keep clicking the wrong button on my other screen because I'm a dum-dum. A dum-dum. Just clicked that like 5 times wrong because I am a champion and nobody's ever going to take me down. I am the best around. Anyway, so he's got like a rough sideboard guide and stuff on there if anybody's interested. I probably won't put a link to it on YouTube because I've not asked his permission or anything, but obviously he gets all the credit. So if you're more interested in the deck, but definitely check out his article. Now, for the next couple of days, we're going to be in that weird moto state where like Dominaria is not fully released yet, but we have access to the reprinted cards. So that means like Llanowar Elf, Sulphur Falls, you know, Siege Gang Commander, etc., etc. will be legal. But like we won't. I do have a lot. Every one of those is almost a deck list that we've played. I just am very bad at deleting things. So for the next couple days, you know, like probably Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because we don't get Dominaria until late Friday, and I'll be streaming very early Friday, we'll probably be playing just like some random Llanowar Elf decks, basically just like shoving Llanowar Elves in like green-red dinos and like green-red monsters, and maybe try some Skirk Prospectors and blue-red GPG, but like I don't sideboard blue-red GPG particularly well, so I'm kind of hesitant to play it. But yeah, it's kind of in that lull where like we've got new toys, but we don't have all the new toys, so it doesn't really translate into paper play, which is probably a little boring for some people, but hopefully you'll still enjoy the games. Go ahead and keep this. We have kind of a removal spell. I don't think it'll be particularly good, Fox, because you have so, there's just like, god dang it, are we actually paired versus a red deck again? Is this like 4 out of my last, or sorry, yeah, 4 out of my last 6 rounds? I find this very boring to keep getting paired versus this deck over and over. 2 out of our last 4 leagues we've got paired versus it 3+ times. I don't think it's going to be great in that list, but maybe it'll be better than I think. That's a good question, Local Dope. I have no idea. I'm certainly not an expert on that deck. I think these mirrors are incredibly unfun, by the way, and like just who draws Hazoret wins the majority of the game. So like, I don't even think there's anything interesting to talk about in these matches, or these semi-mirrors. Obviously, we're not mono-red. So that's why I think they're so boring. I may try Llanowar Elves and Snakes, but like I think the energy you get off of the Llanowar Elf is like kind of important, and there's only like lands that come into play untapped. There's not that many green sources that come into play untapped. There's like, if we're not counting Efferhub, which we're probably not counting in this scenario, because it like makes your 2 drops and your 3 drops significantly less good. But like if you're counting like non-Everhub green drops, you only have just a few that come into play turn 1. Like I don't think that's enough for a Llanowar Elf. Like we have 13, probably not playing it for 13 sources. Like Servant's probably still just a little bit better, but we may try it. I don't think we're counting it, because if we have to use an Efferhub to play, and that just puts us at 17 sources, but if we have to use an Efferhub to play a turn 1 snake, that means we're missing energy off that hub, and like we're not even going to be able to turn to a Walking Ballista unless we like hit a black land, or like Oof, that means we didn't have the green land, so it's going to be hard to even cast a Hadana's Climb on turn 2. Or, like, probably not going to be able to Brontodon on turn 2. Stuff like that. So I think anytime you're casting it off of a hub, you're probably in a bad spot anyway. But maybe that's not necessarily accurate. Oh, I misclicked. I didn't mean to click anything. That was a huge mistake by me. I missed 3 points of damage. Didn't mean to click anything. But like if he just has Hazard, the game's over, so it doesn't matter. Like we can literally scoop and go on to the next game, I believe. We'll double check the deck list, but I don't think there is anything we can do at all. I think the game is literally just over because opponent played a spell on 1, 2, 3 and Hazard. Our own Hazards can't block for a lot of turns. Have no way to crew these for a lot of turns. I guess we can draw our one over Killing Phoenix and hopefully chump block until a point we get back in the game. Hey James, what's up, man? But yeah, this game is literally over. If this scenario popped up 1,000 times, I'm not sure we'd win more than 1 or 2. And now we are just dead. So I feel like this is pretty terrible for us. Even though in his guide he says that it's like roughly even. We just have less Hazards, so the match can't be good. We do have access to some things that can kill Hazards out of the board, but they're like not super reliable. Like Doomfall's just not that reliable. And he doesn't even bring Doomfalls in, so. He brings these in, which I'm not sure I like, because any red deck that's prepared for other red decks just kills you with 1 mana spells. But since we're playing his deck, we will use his sideboard guide, and this is how he sideboards on the play. We have the better early game. Like, Inventor's Apprentices and Pias and Everspear Harvesters are better in game 1 than what he's doing. But, as you guys, I've played now probably hundreds of games of like red deck based or red black based aggro decks, and or you know like hundreds of games with them and or against them on stream, and I've said it a million times, Hazard's practically the only card that matters here, assuming that both players draw moderately relevant. Obviously, if like one person floods or whatever, like that changes things. But like say you both get average draws, like Hazard is the only card that matters. And simply put, they're going to have 4 Hazards, we're going to have 2, so I don't know how we could ever be advantaged. They could even have more Harvesters and more Pias as well than we do. But potentially, between the Apprentices and Harvesters and Pias, maybe we can build up a big enough lead early to, like, limp in to the spot. Or we could just draw a hand that has practically no creature. And that's fine, because that's what we do when we play red decks, as witnessed the other night. I think we played how many games and only had a 1-drop on turn 1? How few games? I don't remember the exact numbers. I think we played 13 games and had a 1-drop on 1 like 3 times, maybe. I think we had a 1-drop on 1 and a 2-drop on 2 like maybe once, maybe twice. I don't remember. It's too long ago. Feels like years at this point. Oh, what do you know? The second best card in your deck in the match. Sure. El Artifact Destroyo. Our hand's good though. Like, can't even complain about our hand. And they missed a land drop. That's key. Play this one because it costs more mana. Well, if our opponent doesn't play lands, this game goes by pretty quickly. Boom. Get out the way. The Eversphere Harvester has come to play. I think I'm just going to kill this thing too, so I can just keep attacking in the air. Rip. Two creatures and 12 cards is always fun. How's everything going for you today, James? Well, I guess two James in chat. I'm talking about the cooler James, of course. The James that has purple text. It's kind of weird. Why wouldn't you attack with this? I guess you just expected me to draw a creature? Yeah, I guess you're a genius, opponent. Does the Harvester finally get abraded? Only time will tell. Boom. Maybe we'll go ahead and buy this back now in case he draws a scavenging round. So you kind of need to kill the Harvester, I think. Or, sorry, the Walking Ballista. And he did. Two more attacks of Tweety Bird and we got this, and they've shown that they don't have an abrade yet. Hey, they did draw Scavenging Grounds. We played great. This little beetle thing is a treat. I guess there's no reason to attack. Just gets it back for 3. Oh, there's plenty of reasons to attack. I can cast this first and play and then attack with both. God. So I make such a clever play and then I make such a dumb statement. So if he blocks this, I'm just going to go ahead and buy it back. Again, because of the grounds over there. We have at least 2 things he has to stop next turn, or he's dead. And we have a lot of draws, I guess, that we can get. That was a good draw for opponent. So we can attack with 3 lethal things like this. But he just blocks this one, blocks this one. Yeah, so we're not going to attack with this, I guess. Don't want to let him eat it for 3. So you could double block this one now. Then like single block this and take 1. And in which case we still get to get this back no matter what. And we get to get this off the table, leaving him with 1 thing. We'd still have 2 plus a brand new card. So he'd still have to be drawing to like get out of it. Narrowly playing the super hard game versus the opponent who missed land drops. The opponent has some decisions to make block-wise. It's going to be hard to get cards for the beginning of Dominaria. So this is the blocks that I was just discussing. We'll go ahead and kill that, deal our 1 point of damage here. We're going to sack the Beaumont to get a card. This a removal spell or something? Oh, well that's going to be a good one. I guess we'll just play it. We won't play it. We'll just protect this thing. If we play it, there's a good chance that he has no way to deal with it his entire deck and we just kill him on our upkeep, but just in case there's some random card that I don't know about, felt safer to do that. But maybe I'm just a dum-dum. Okay, so he sideboards on the draw very differently than he does on the play. On the draw, he brings in his Fatal Pushes. He still brings in his Glory Bringers. Brings in all the Phoenixes. He brings in all this other stuff. Basically, what he does differently Wait. Oh. He cuts one of these and all of these on the draw for the extra 2 Fatal Pushes. Hey, Weekend, what's up, man? Not a big fan of these Fatal Pushes in general, and I actually don't think they're super good in this match. I think Walking Bliss is better, but as I said, if we're going to use a guy's deck that he wrote a sideboard guide on, I feel obligated to use his sideboard or use his article. Wait, I don't know if I said that right. I guess we'll keep a random removal spell. If I'm using a deck from an article, I feel obligated to use their sideboard guide. There, that's what I was trying to say. Because they're the one that have put the testing and the effort and the work into the deck, and I'm just pulling random opinions out of my behind without doing any of the necessary testing. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think we have a hand here that kind of wants to try to race. Goodbye, homie. You'll be missed. Making some assets? What assets are you making? No, homie. Homie, that was our bro. Why you mess with our bro? Oh, what do you know? It's a hazard, so the game's over. Alright. We don't have a lead. But we do get the first attack. I think I'm just going to send them all on the first attack. Like, it depends on what's in their hand. If they don't have a land, maybe they can't get 2 cards out of their hand. They could easily just have like another 4-drop and another 3-drop and not get down to hazard attacking. So I don't think there's any reason to block in Maya for a game. You're talking over my head now, friend. I'm not actually sure what you're talking about. Do have a lot of things that are good for blocking here, though, so you have to see what he has. We can always draw like our own hazard or our own Phoenix and feel like we're competitive again. Even if he has another Phoenix, we're in kind of bad shape now. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. He had a land and a 4-drop. I think that's something we just can't beat. It's just something we can't beat, is it? Just attack with everything and I'm just dead. If he draws a land for Earthshaker Kenra, I'm basically just dead. Lots of things here just kill me, so I guess we have to try to get lucky. We're gonna deal no damage this game. Return. We're just gonna hold control and draw 4 cards and hope we find some miracle way out of this. I'm a trainee video game maker thingy. Oh, okay, fair enough. So we hold our control here. And we hold our control there. And we draw our cards and see if they can miracle get us out of this. Doesn't appear so. Appears like we're still in serious trouble. Spoiler, the guy who cast Hazard at first has won all 3 of these games. He's not technically won this game yet, but you get the general opinion. Opponent still has this in their graveyard too, which is actually a pretty big problem in this board. Which means I have to block with the Thopter this turn, or it may never get to block again. Opponent's definitely taking some time to make some decisions in a game that doesn't look losable. Guess that's something that people need to do, though. When you've won a game, you need to make sure you close it and don't give it away. I don't know what they're tanking, and they have the best possible both turns, though. Like, why did you even tank here? This was a super obvious play. Like, this wasn't even close to a decision. Opponent actually didn't have a decision here or last turn. They just tanked forever on both of them. I hate that. Don't like being slow road. It's one of the more agitating things in Magic, I think. A boom, 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 boom. Well, we did everything we could to try to stay in this game. How cute. What a good draw. Hazard. And dead on board. Really hate those matches. They're so one-sided. There's very little decision making in those games. Easy keep. I don't necessarily think... Well, that kind of sucks. Hey, somebody else does what I do, but they didn't play the match. That kind of sucks. That kind of like robs the stream from a win, but like we can't be upset when we get a win. Our hand was great though. Our hand was really nice. We had a Pia, a Scrap Heap Scrounger, and a Heart of Kieran. We were on to play with the right number of lands. Like, that was a really solid hand. I might, to get us a 5th match, we may go to the fun room or whatever after this. I don't, the leagues end in, like, at downtime tonight. The league closes, so, like, I can't just fire up another league and play one game. So we'll go to the 2-man queue or whatever for a 5th game, I guess. Well, I'll rephrase. Assuming that we don't go, like, 1-4 in this league or something, then we will. If we get absolutely thrashed in this league, we probably won't. Yeah, I don't mind the red decks. I think the red decks are actually kind of fault-provoking when played versus other decks. But the red decks versus each other, it just feels like if one person draws Hazard on curve and the other person doesn't, that every game's just over, no matter what decisions were made correctly or incorrectly during the game. And I really just dislike that aspect. This hand is terrible. This hand is fine, but not good. I'll keep a land just because we need a random land for the heart or for the Pia. It's a pretty good hand. It's not great. It's fine. Fine to me is pretty good. We have a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and we're playing versus another red deck. This is beyond tilting. Like, I do not want to play versus these red decks. I would rather not play than play versus these red decks. If I wasn't playing for the stream, I would honest to God just concede every time that I'm playing a red deck and get paired versus another red deck. Because it's not fun, and I don't care about whether I win or lose. I care about having fun. I just do not think playing these matches are fun. I think they're more than not fun. I think they're actively unfun. Guess I'm going to play this one. It's the one that I may attack with next turn. If given the opportunity. Like, I think these matches are actively unfun, which is worse than just not being fun. I think they're the least fun matches in Magic. Hey Max, not a lot, just getting crushed by red deck wins again. So we don't know what our last round opponent is, so I'm not going to count the last round opponent. But we've got paired versus red deck wins 5 out of our last 7 matches. 5 out of our last 7 on stream. I mean, you wouldn't think it is, because these red decks aren't actually very good in this format. They're good versus the blue-black mid-range decks and stuff like that, but those aren't really decks right now. They're not good versus... they're good versus blue-red GPG, but we're not seeing a lot of that either. But they're not kind of bad versus snakes, and like kind of bad versus red-green monsters. It's kind of bad versus Grixis. Really bad versus things like mono green. Like a lot of just like the random decks that aren't really tier 1, but like you see a lot. Yeah, but the new sets aren't released yet. I mean, I guess I just grew heart and don't care. I guess I crew it with these two, because if he has an Abrade for the heart, it still leaves me with a 2/2 blocker. What do you know? Getting smashed. Yeah, green's gonna be pretty nice. I guess I have to start attacking. That's the downside of attacking, but like we're not winning blocking. He's just too far ahead with just this. Down to 7 we go. Can't cast our spell, that's fun. And if he has an untapped land, the game's just over. And there's an untapped land. So he brings in these, and brings in the rest of these non-Chandra red cards. And then we're going to take out all the Chandras and all the hearts and like some of the slower removal. We lost that game without a dumb drawing Hazard. We did mulligan and not have lands though. Very similar to what's happening this game. Alright, we'll keep it. It's not good. We need no land, so we'll keep that too. Even though we basically have a mulligan already in our hand. Sideboarded 2, draw 1, can't cast it. That's fun. Don't think these are worth being in the deck, personally. Like, I actively think this card's very bad in the deck. I think putting it in the deck's a large play mistake. Wah, 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 wah. Well, keep in mind this is the last day of this particular standard on MTGO. Like, standard changes tomorrow on MTGO. Our hand's very good if we hit lands. Our hand's not very good if we hit lands now. Of course, tease me. Give me the worst land in the deck when all I need is a land to feel competitive. That's a good draw. Oh, wow. Look at our opponent having all the fun. Feels like we're not even playing Magic versus these red decks. We're basically dead on board. The Fanatical Firebrand makes the Phoenix not even good. Pretty sure we can concede on that note. I'm not impressed by it, Fox. I don't know if you can tell by the salt in my voice. We're at 3. And we're dead. Alright, well, we gotta win the next 2. We lost both games that game without drawing a Hazret. Can we not get paired versus a red deck wins match right now? 5 out of 7 rounds in a row of getting paired versus red decks is tilting. Obviously not counting the one match where some like dude randomly just conceded to us. I don't even like Chandra. Which anybody who watches my stream a lot knows I think Chandra is one of the most overrated cards ever. I think people remember all the time it's good and not all the times it's bad. That's what I was just saying. I think people remember all the times that they got to play it and tick up and win the game. No. There was some like look at our hand, fun. There was some Jun lists that popped up with it for a while, and I think like just every one of them were just wrong. I guess we'll keep that. I don't really want it. I can't imagine that we're a favorite versus the other aggro decks. I feel like they're all faster than us. Our opponent said good luck, have fun. I would wish him good luck and tell him to have fun too, but I'm too lazy to top. And we're going to have mana problems all game. We have no black. We don't even have double of a source. Oh, look. Yeah, we have black and double of a source now. If you want to take 4 damage to kill a Beaumont Courier, then enjoy. So our opponent's going to get to attack for 7 damage while we've attacked for 2. They actually considered letting me deal 4 damage with this Beaumont Courier. They considered it. And GG. Not GG. We have answers to it. We have like 4 braids and 3 murder boats in our hand or deck, but we don't have them now, and we don't have infinite time to find them versus these decks. These decks kill way too quickly for us to like search for answers forever. Okay. I guess they're going to use a pride to kill this. I guess I'm fine with that. Maybe they're just trying to gain 3 life. Who knows? I feel like they're about to just throw a pride away here. And me making them throw a pride away here feels really good for me. Like, I probably still don't win this game, but like them not having a pride feels insanely good to me. This block makes no sense. They gave 4 life away instead of just taking 3. They technically open tomorrow, but Dominaria cards aren't released until Friday. So you can start playing with reprints tomorrow. It's just not going to beat what we see. I'm not 100% sure our opponent even has to cast another spell to win. That was a good draw. I think I'm going to attack like that. They could double block this, I guess, but that's good for me as well. That was horrible for me. Ugh. Extra flyers are really bad for me. So we'll kill this one. Because we're going to have to pop the Beaumont this turn. Guess we can't attack with these anymore. Looking for good draws here. Those aren't very good draws. But they're better than nothing. Getting a 4/4 Vigilance Flyer next turn probably gives us a chance as long as we fade Pride for the rest of the game. The turn they hit Pride, the game's probably over, assuming they hit it in like the next 2 turns. I have this thing going on now. Hopefully he double blocks. Chef at Dunes would be brutal too. They have 3 blockers. They have 5 attackers. Pretty sure they should have just went to 7. don't think we have outs. It's gonna just not attack, I guess. Alright. We drew a land. They have 3 blockers, they have 4 attackers. Or, sorry, 3 more attackers than we have blockers. And they can gain 3 life anytime they want. Makes this real hard. Beaumont Courier. I think that puts us at 1. I don't think it kills us. I do think it puts us at 1. And puts them at a life total to where we can't win. So I have to block this. You can go like this, this, and this, and we're not dead, are we? We're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we are dead. If we do that, which is unfortunate. So that means we have to do something like this instead. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it takes to still be alive. On the positive note, opponent's going to 10 life right now. It means we have draws that can actually win the game from here. Unless I'm mistaken. Like a murder boat would win the game here. With a walking ballista, so we get 2 counters, kill that, crew, attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A walking ballista and a murder boat both would win the game here. So we have 6 outs to win. Hey Vlad, what's up, man? We have 6 outs to win. That's not one of our 6 outs, so I guess we're dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but he can even block. Oh well, we had 6 outs. Maybe more. Like, I'm not super familiar with the deck, but at least we had 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we just had the 6. Anyway, versus tokens, these aren't particularly good. And these aren't particularly good. Somebody mentioned Bant Super Friends to me today, but I'm pretty clueless about what's even in Bant Super Friends. Guess I want all the Phoenixes. Anything that flies seems good. So the same sense, Glorybringers seem good. I think the Magma Sprays seem fine here. Definitely don't want these. I don't think I want Chandras in a match like this, so I think I'm just going to bring in some number of these. Dire Fleet's like got first strike, and we can buy back the thingy. What's the thingy? Yeah, the thingy. We can buy it back. The Servo Expedition. Or even Pride in the right circumstances. Hand's fine. It's actually better than fine. I might have to check it out sometime. That's probably why that guy was suggesting it. The guy who suggested it to me watches a lot of MTG Goldfish. Could just abrade it and play the Harvester. Probably better, actually. No, that's just bad. It's too late now. We're gonna have to. But now I'm throwing away an abrade when I should have kept it for a Harvester. Yeah, I'm playing bad today. Don't tell anybody. My thought was that I'd get a 2-for-1 off the Walking Ballista later, maybe even a 3-for-1 if I block with the Harvester, but that was probably just wrong because the braid's so valuable to be beating their Harvesters, which is one of the keys. That I feel like that was probably not the right decision for me that game or turn. It could have been the right decision though. Like maybe I'm like trying to be too clever and overthink it. Not exactly sure. Like I should probably never try to be too clever, considering I'm not a very clever person. Is this a Danto maybe? I don't know. It is in fact the Danto. It's kind of interesting. Am I supposed to murder both of these, or am I supposed to murder this? Because I only get to murder one of the two. Probably murder these. But maybe that's not right. So we're going to be taking a lot of damage from the Exemplar and Friend, assuming they have something, which I think they have a Servo Expedition. I don't know why I think that, but I still think it. Another Adonto's not that good. A boom. So we sideboarded out 6 creatures, but we brought in 6, so we should still be drawing roughly the same number of things. So why is he playing Baffling End here? Baffling End does nothing. He can't target Rekilling Phoenix with it, and Eversphere Harvester is not a creature. He's attacking with both of these, which does nothing either. Alright, so he's shame scooped. He's shame scooped. Like attacking with these, all it does is eat 1 energy. He has to pay 4 life, so basically he trades my energy for his 4 life. I don't think I want any of this stuff. Maybe I need this Fatal Push on the draw. What would I take out for it, though? Kind of feel like the worst card I have is Unlicensed Disintegration. But, like, it's one of the few things that kills their Eversphere Harvesters, which is something that I'm terrified of. Alright, this hand's weak, but good enough to keep. Maybe we'll roast some lands off. And they mulliganed. That's probably good for us. We have all of our 1-drop removal spells in our deck right now, too, so, like, drawing one would be cool. Didn't really want a Scrap Heap Scrounger, but it's better than the alternatives. Didn't want the first one, means I don't really want this second one either, but here we are. Like, all I really wanted was lands. We should have sideboarded in our extra land, maybe. Well, still not a land. Guess we could have played the Heart of Kieran and had a blocker, but Thopterus targeting. I'm going to assume Scrappy, because targeting Walking Ballista doesn't really do anything. He's going to take 2 unknowns while discarding a removal spell. He discarded a Chef at Dunes and a removal spell for 2 unknowns. Don't know if I condone that play. But I don't know what's in his deck, so like maybe he's drawing the Hazards or something. We got his land back. It was a worse land. I'm not sacking here because if he has Pride, I'm throwing my thing away for nothing. I'd rather take 1 point of damage here than give him a chance to have a Pride. Um... If he's got a Pride this time, it's worth it because 3 damage is a lot more than 1. Cool. Two blockers is better than 1. Oh, was that a good draw? It's got a desert to discard too. Oh my. We'll trade this for one of these if he offers it. We'll just block and trade this for a Pride if he offers that even too. Feel like that's not a bad thing for me to get a Pride out of his hand in a spot like that. And we have a 4/4 blocker. And then an Ether Spear Harvester. Be nice to draw a 1-drop to go with the Harvester. That's not good. That good for him. To think about our blocks here, so we're gonna go down to 6. If we block, oh wow, he's just not gonna do anything. Yeah, there's a 1-drop. Pretty excited about getting a 1-drop there. Pretty darn excited about that one. That's a land. That's kind of bad for him. He didn't pump this up either, so I guess he can't even attack. Him attacking doesn't make much sense now. Whoops. Play you first. We could attack and 2-turn clock him. So if he gets a pride, this will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we'd be at 13. So if we just attack with the 1, we can block multiple things. Alright, I guess we're just not going to 2-turn clock him. If I hadn't forgot the Fatal Push at the end of his turn, which was a clear play mistake, by the way, maybe we could have went for that play, but I forgot the Fatal Push. Don't tell anybody. I like to pretend like I'm flawless. That's a cast out. What's he targeting? Sure. Hey, Noble. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's go down to 10 here. Like, we just have a giant lead at this point. Well, that would make the game somewhat trivial, I guess. He wants to block, he can. Didn't actually expect him to block. Didn't attack with the servo. So we'll kill these. Attack him with lethal and make him jump block. And that abrade stops him from drawing a harvester or anything. Hey, opponent says he likes my stream. Makes me feel happy. Hazard doesn't kill me because he didn't hold a land. Well, he couldn't have held a land. Hazard wouldn't kill me here though, so we didn't have to worry about that. If a Hazard had killed me, I would not have attacked with everything. Alright. So we've played versus 3 aggro decks. But at least playing versus that deck's much funner than playing versus red deck wins, which we played 5 out of our previous 7 rounds. 6 out of our previous 8 rounds have just been pure aggro decks. Which I don't mind aggro decks. Like I said, I just hate the Hazard mirror. I don't mind the other decks. I just do not like Hazard mirrors. Yeah, I think he thought I was dead that turn. But it's easy to miss something like that. Oh, it's another red deck wins match. What did I just say about hating these? That's 4 or 3 of them in this league. It's like 3 leagues. 3 leagues out of the last 5 or something like that I've got paired versus 3+ red deck wins. It's kind of a tilt. Makes me not even want to play right now. Hey man, thanks. This is a pretty fun match. Just a really tight match. You flooded real bad game 3. Like, you flooded super bad that last game. This doesn't seem like everybody should be on red deck wins. I still don't think it's that great of a deck. Guess I'm going to play this, even though it doesn't do anything right now, because, like, I don't want to just play Walking Ballista for 1. Yeah, you drew just a million lands. That's a fun deck, though. How's Hazoret been for you in that deck? I've not tried it since they started splashing red after that Elmo CS. I'm just going to throw away this Walking Ballista here. That seems like a waste of a Lightning Strike since I was pretty clearly using the Walking Ballista on this as well. But maybe he's just trying to get a card out of his hand, but then again he could have done 3 damage to my head. He didn't have to do it like that. He has land Hazoret, and we're just not going to win. Huh? Is it bad that I don't want to attack with Beaumont Courier because I'm that afraid of him just having land Hazoret? Yeah, but there's nothing to work on right now, Solon. Keep in mind, Dominaria is not released yet. I definitely want to try that deck with Hazoret sometimes. I think it gets some pretty solid upgrades with Dominaria, though, so we'll probably still get our chance to try it. So this is how I always win this match. When I do win it, they just miss their land drop and we get there. Okay. So we're going to wait till their draw step and then we're going to kill their dude. We're going to remove that stop. Is it the Hazy? Oh no, it's a Phoenix. Alright, I think I'm just fine with this then. Probably will be sacking my Beaumont Courier now, I imagine. Three cards feels like enough. And maybe we hit a removal spell and just win. Like a Murder Boat would just win here. That's not a Murder Boat. But no matter what it is, it actually kills the Killing Phoenix, so that's not bad for us. So we still have a really nice board. They're dead on board if they attack, they're dead on board if they don't. Pretty good spot. Opponent's just dead. Alright, so we stole a game from Red Deck Wins. Can we steal one of the other two to acquire the PD chest? On the draw, take out the slow removal, the silly things like hearts, and a walking ballista, which I'm still not sure of, but like I said, we're playing Juza's article, so we'll take Juza's guide. I personally would sideboard out all the Chandras, but maybe I looked at something wrong. What did I do wrong? I have to take out the Chandras, right? There's just no way we don't take out Chandras. Ah, okay, that's what I did wrong. We don't bring the fatal pushes in on the play, but we do on the draw. Yeah, we're definitely in that dead zone, though. Which is why tomorrow and the next couple of days, we're probably just going to be throwing Llanowar Elves in established archetypes, and like smashing people in their face. Probably with a lot of Rekindling Phoenixes and a lot of Glorybringers. Boom. This hand's pretty good. It can beat a lot of things that aren't Hazoret. It can beat no things that are Hazoret. Second land's the Scavenging Grounds. They may not have another land again. We got lucky and had a removal spell for that twice, which is great. I believe that card's better than Heart of Kiran and should probably be in our deck. A boom. Getting dirty with the Beaumont Courier. Yeah, they could be just missing another land here. They are missing another land here. Interesting. Think I'm going to play the Harvester. It's the one that they most likely need to remove, and maybe they'll waste their entire turn to remove. Yeah. Waste their entire turn to remove. Not upset about that. Puts more damage on the board and gets us a trigger under the Beaumont Courier. So this come down to game 3. Well, this isn't game 3, sorry. Round 5 versus Red Deck Wins and our opponent not drawing lands to potentially get 2 pity chests in a row. Which we've not got this one yet, but I mean, that's the state that we've been in the last 2 days versus all these red decks. It can be hard for them to deal with the Glorybringer. Because I assume they don't have Chandra in their deck, and like most people aren't playing Chandra's Defeat right now, but if they could just have Chandra's Defeat too. They did see Chandra itself game 1, so. Yeah. Karate Chop. Do you have the defeat? You do not have the defeat. We drew about as best as we could draw here. The only thing that make this draw better is if we hit Hazoret. Hey JJ, what's up, man? You come in time just to watch a mono red opponent get mauled by not drawing lands. Let's look at our pity chest real quick, and then after we look at the pity chest, let's say our goodbyes. Oh, boy! Sundial of the Infinite. There was a time when I thought this card was actually going to be a long-term spec. I was wrong. I was so very wrong. I was about as wrong could be. And I've been wrong a lot in my life. That's one of the things I've been most wrong about. The deck seems okay. It just seems worse the red deck wins to me. It seems worse than like the black-red aggro decks to me. Like cards like Heart of Kirin just make very little sense to me. I think Chandra is just worse than Rekindling Phoenix and or Hazoret for these style of decks. So it's not really my thing, so to speak. But it is a pretty fun deck. Anyway, I'm gonna hop out of here, get some dinner, get my work done. Probably watch the Modern Super League. Also, I don't know when I'll be online tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning for my foot, and depending on if it goes poorly, it could be super late before I show up. If it goes great, it could be early. But either way, we have to wait till downtime's over. But we're going to hop out of here. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Highly appreciate it. And I think we're going to work on thinking of a doable schedule, because I think this just streaming whenever I have free time isn't working, and I think I need to try to adhere to a schedule. But anyway, take care everybody, and thank you guys for coming out tonight. Also, Matthew folks, I don't think streaming very long, but keep in mind that Simon Nilsson and Dinger are both, or Misplaced Ginger are both streaming for whenever Matthew goes offline. What am I trying to say? Simon Nilsson streams under the title Red Button Tie, and you know, Misplaced Ginger, that's just what his name is, but those are probably the 3 best standard players that are currently online streaming. But anyway, take care everybody, and thank you guys so much for following or for watching today.